We had like one movie we watched over and over and over again. And if you were like surfing through the TV, do you remember when you like surfing through the TV and then you bumped into that movie? Guess what the whole family was doing right there? We were watching the movie. And so I have like, I want to be honest, I have like one of my favorite movies of all time. I'll probably top 3, maybe not number 1, but top 3 favorites. By the way, before I say the name of this movie, I want to give a disclaimer that this is a judgment-free zone. And we don't judge people by the contents of the favorite movie that they have, okay? We don't do that. And so my favorite movie is not Avengers, it's not Braveheart, it's Titanic. I knew it's Thug life, okay. But I love me some Titanic because no matter how many times I watch the Titanic, one of my favorite movies, like I literally could watch it anytime that it's on the screen, one of my favorite movies, and I can't tell you, every single time I watch it, I'm praying in faith and I'm hoping that Rose would just one day be like, I'm gonna scooch over and you're gonna jump on this door, come on, like every single time. And every single time she does it, and my boy dies. So the Titanic is about a man that falls in love with a woman that didn't give her a piece of the door, and he died. Essentially what the Titanic is about. But I love me some Titanic. It's really an amazing narrative, amazing story. It's essentially like a man and a woman that come from different walks of life. Anybody seen it? If you know the Titanic, I don't need to go over it, but you have an understanding. It's a man and a woman that they come from different walks of life, and all of a sudden they fall in love. They get together, and then it started nice, but then it goes literally. But here's what I got out of it. This is what I got out of it recently. And this is something that I feel like it hit me, and I feel like it's also what the Apostle Paul was trying to say. Like what I realized is that if you notice in the movie, there's all different kinds of people. So like there's like the top tier, first class people that they're the millionaires. They got everything going on. Like they have access to all things. They got a pool inside. Like it's amazing, the top tier. Then there's like kind of like the second tier people. Like they got it okay. Like they're all right. These are the teachers. These are the people that are there. They made it, but they ain't ordering room service. Anybody know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, yo, we made it here, but sabes que, we ain't got room service, okay? And then there's people that kind of sneaked in on there or brought a lunch bag, and they're like the bottom tier of people. And then there's like this scene. Now these are all kinds of people that are part of this boat. They're part of this ship. Now watch. There's this point in the movie where the boat hits an iceberg. Now all this time I was about to say like all of a sudden. It was not all of a sudden. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I thought it was an all of a sudden moment. I was watching a documentary, and apparently they knew from miles before. You knew this? You didn't tell me? My goodness. I was watching, I was like, no, they didn't. But anyway, that's not my point. Anyway, so there's a point in the movie where they hit this iceberg, and now the ship begins to sink. It slowly begins to sink. And then out of nowhere, it begins to tilt over, and now the ship, everybody is falling from the ship. Now watch this. No matter what tier you were on, whether you were on the first floor eating filet mignon, or you were on the bottom floor sharing soup with your friend, it didn't matter. When that iceberg hit, catch this, when the iceberg hit, guess what? Every single person on that boat was on a sinking ship. Oh, no, it didn't matter where you came from. It didn't matter whether you were wearing a suit or could only afford sandals. If you were on that ship, the moment the iceberg hit the ship, guess what? Everybody was in need of rescuing. Can I tell you what? When I think about Romans chapter 3 and what the Apostle Paul is trying to communicate to the listener or to the reader at that time, the best way we can understand Romans chapter 3 and what the Apostle Paul is looking to communicate to us is essentially this, that the iceberg has hit the ship of humanity and we're all in need of salvation. That's what he's saying. He said, I need you to understand that no matter what the cause was, no matter what happened, we're all on the ship together and the ship is sinking. I'm gonna be very particular about saying P at the end of that word, because by the end of the day, I'm gonna slip. I'm just letting you know right now. So he's communicating to them, hey, we're all in need of a Savior. So it doesn't matter if you're tithe or you're torn up. Guess what? We're all in need of a Savior. He says it doesn't matter. I'm speaking to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're poor or you got a proper position. Guess what? We're all in need of a Savior. Hey, it doesn't matter if you're religious or you're reckless. Guess what? We're all in need of a Savior. It doesn't matter if you're clean or corrupt. The point is, we're all on this ship together and the ship is sinking. You get that? Okay, so now look at the many ways that he says it just in chapter 3. Watch. Can we put that up on the screen? Romans chapter 3, verse 9. He says, Jews and Gentiles alike were all under the power of sin. He says, we're all under it. As it is written, there is no one righteous, not even one. Look at again, verse 23. He wants to reiterate the idea. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So Paul's like, hey, I'm not just speaking to some people. I'm not just speaking to a group of people. I'm speaking to everybody. Everybody in the ship is sinking. He says everybody, whether you've broken the commandments or you're trying to keep the commandments, everybody's on that ship. Whether you shot needles in your arm or you're carrying a Bible under your arm, guess what? We're all on this sinking ship. Whether you're running to God or running from it, guess what? We are all on this sinking ship and we all need a Savior, which is to say that sin doesn't skip the clean and the chaotic, it stains everybody. So from the wild living to the well-behaved, guess what? We are all in need of a Savior.